comes.
బాడీ
ఆయన మనం చాకపోతున్నాడా అది
So this is the vault which has been removed. While removing, some of the dura matter has come out along with that. This is the endosteal layer. You can see the superior sagittal sinus will be here. So, and most importantly, you can see the medial meningeal vessels. Okay, how it is making impressions. This is the medial meningeal vessels. Okay, pause.
ఓకే స్టార్ట్
This is the dura matter which is covering the brain. Part of the dura has been torn while removing the vault, which you saw just now. I showed you. So here this will be fixed to the frontal crest and the crista galli. Okay, so we have to cut it here. Here we have to cut it. Okay, so it will come out. And now what I'll do, just hold down here. What we do, we make a lotus cut. Lotus cuts in the sense that this part by part it will come like this. Okay, it has been already torn, so I have cut it like this. Okay, it will go down. Then another cut. Okay, this is called lotus cut, and unfortunately the dura got cut badly, so focus down. Another person can come later. So I'm putting my finger, then I'm cutting the dura so that I don't injure the brain. Okay. I'm taking a paramedian cut so that I can save the sagittal sinus. Just lift up a little. So I'll go up to the, this is internal occipital protuberance. You can see little pointed. Okay. So this has been cut. Now what I'll do, since I want to take out the whole sagittal sinus together, so I'll okay. So here this is dura matter. Okay, this is the endosteal layer which has been cut. You can see the medial meningeal vessels here clearly. Okay, this you can see this, and this is the meningeal layer. Now here you can see another layer which is covering the sulci and gyri. This is called arachnoid layer. Okay, this is arachnoid matter. This side also, this is little more down. So the total brain now, it is covered by the arachnoid layer. Okay, we will not remove that now. We will remove the brain that time. We will be studying again. So here in here, because the during taking out of the vault, you could see the, now this arachnoid has been removed here. So this is arachnoid. Okay, this is arachnoid matter, because when the vault was taken out, this got cut. So this is pia matter now involving the brain tissue. So what I'm touching is the brain tissue, and it can go inside. This is the sulci. Okay, this is a sulci, and these are the gyri. So pia will be absolutely attached to the brain tissue, you cannot remove. Okay, and this is what is removed here. Little bit I cut just to show you. This is the arachnoid matter. Okay, so all the vessels you can see here, down here also some vessels you can see. Okay, these are the vessels which are below the arachnoid. Okay, this is below the arachnoid. Okay, so it will pierce the dura, then so the sub arachnoid space is very important. Okay, you can see them, all these vessels. Pause. You can see the superior sagittal sinus. Okay, it's little torn, so I'm taking out. This is the anterior edge. This is the anterior edge which I have removed from the crista galla area. Okay, frontal crest and crista galla area. So this here you will have the inferior sagittal sinus. So I'm taking out slowly. The brain tissue was not good enough, so it got torn. Pause. So normally this is very free arachnoid, but here it is touching. Most probably the person had bleeding in this area, so we are trying to remove the superior sagittal venous, the dural venous sinus along with the inferior, but it's getting stuck here. First, taken the spatula and I'll remove one nerve. That means olfactory. You can see deep inside. This is the crista galla. Okay, this is the frontal crest. This is the crista galla. Okay, so the endosteal layer inside the endosteal layer inside the skull is still there. This is the endosteal layer. Okay, so this is crista galla, frontal crest. So I'll be cutting now. Olfactory nerves has been cut. So one by one, now optic nerve. Then one by one I'll be taking out the brain now. Okay, can you see? This is the optic nerve actually, deep inside. This is optic nerve, right side. This is optic nerve, left side. Okay, so I'll cut exactly at the optic canal. Okay, then along with that, this was the carotid artery. You cannot see. This is the carotid artery, right side. This is left side. So after cutting that, now I'm cutting the carotid artery. Okay, so if I don't cut, that means brain will not come out. No, one by one I'm taking out. Okay, nerves you can see, nerve number 3, 4, 6, everything will be there. Okay, so I'll cut. Now oculomotor I have cut. Then exactly here it will be the trochlear in the middle, then they'll cross it. Okay, I'm cutting some more cranial nerves down here. Okay, you can see deep inside. So I'll take out the middle cranial fossa. I have put my finger in the middle cranial fossa and I'll leave the cerebellum inside only, so that I can show you the tentorium cerebelli. So now what is happening here, if you focus deep inside, okay, this is the cerebrum, this is the two temporal pole, this is the frontal lobe, and here is the brain stem. Okay, so I'll cut at the brain stem and I'll take out the cerebrum. I want to show, this is the basilar artery, you can see. Okay, this is the basilar artery, this is pons area. This is a free margin of the tentorium cerebelli. Okay, this is pituitary fossa. Can you locate it? This is pituitary fossa. Already I have cut the optic nerve and the carotid artery. This is the free margin of the tentorium cerebelli. So I'll cut here now. Okay, at the brainstem. There was some venous problem. So whatever it is attached, some vessels I have cut. Okay. So this is the inner surface of the brain we have taken out. You can see the olfactory bulb with the olfactory nerve. I have cut the optic nerve. This is the internal carotid artery nicely. Okay. So this is optic chiasma. This was the basilar artery. So this will keep it when the brain will come. That time we'll teach you the brain. Okay. Pause. Now what you can see is the tentorium cerebelli very nicely. So this is the cut area part of the brainstem. Okay, basilar artery got cut here, you can see. All these will teach you later. So this is the posterior aspect. Now what is this is the tentorium cerebelli. Okay, so you can see here, this was what I had cut it. So superior sagittal sinus will be here, inferior sagittal sinus will be here, and here inferior sagittal sinus is coming and draining here. This is the straight sinus, right transverse, left transverse. Okay, now this is the free margin of the tentorium cerebelli. This is pituitary fossa, you can have the thing. So this is oculomotor nerve. Okay, this is the triangular area dura mater, which is here. If you see, this is the left cavernous sinus, down here will be the right cavernous sinus. Okay, some more nerves, you can see all these areas. So once we cut the tentorium cerebelli, that time you will be seeing one by one. So now what I'll do, I'll cut one side of the tentorium cerebelli to show you the cerebellum, how it is placed. You can see the nerves also, right from trigeminal, abducens, everything. So what you can see now, this is the superior surface of the cerebellum. Okay, so where I have cut exactly at the superior border of the petrous part of the temporal bone. Okay, olfactory I showed you in the brain. It was coming out from this cruciform plate. This is optic nerve along with internal carotid artery branch ophthalmic artery. This is oculomotor, and here you can see the abducent. Okay, trochlear will be here, very thin actually, it got cut here. So once we take out the rest of the brain, that is the cerebellum, you'll see the others also. The most important nerve here, a big nerve, this is the trigeminal. Okay, this is trigeminal. So one will be from here, 2, 3, 4 is here actually, then this is 5, this is 6. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 10. Once we take out the cerebellum, then only you can see. You had seen now, after cutting, one thing you can see, there are two layers. This is one layer and this is another layer. That means tentorium cerebelli is formed by partly by fox cerebelli and fox cerebri. Okay, the superior layer is fox cerebri and this is inferior layer by fox cerebelli. So by both the layers like this, when I remove, I can see two layers. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll cut it on the other side also, on the superior border. Here also I'll cut. So I'm making a small cut here, then I'll use knife. I'm not using any more knife, so that I'll use only the scissor to save the nerves below. Okay, so as far as possible I'll cut up to the bony area. So what you can see is the cerebellum exposed. Okay, cerebellum, this is the superior border. So this is the superior surface of the cerebellum, and to take out the cerebellum I need to cut a little bit more here. So I'll take the cut along the transverse sinus. Now what you can see here is that if I pull the cerebellum a little here, which nerve we'll see is the internal acoustic nerves 7 and 8. So 7 and 8 will be here. Okay, this is 7 and 8. Already before I said this is trigeminal and abducens you had seen here. So this nerve is 7 and 8. Then we'll get 9, 10, 11 in jugular foramen. So I will cut 7 and 8 now. This side also I will cut the 7 and 8 at the level of, this is trigeminal. Hold this, be careful. cutting the 7 and 8 now. Okay, so more I'm cutting, it is becoming free. Free now. What you can see, I'm putting my finger down in the medulla. I can feel the foramen magnum. So I'll show with a forceps. Down here is a foramen magnum. Okay, foramen magnum. So I'll cut more deep so that I can have maximum of medulla. So medulla will end at the lower border of foramen magnum, and from C1 this will start spinal cord. These are the 9, 10, 11 nerves. Okay, you can see here they will come out from medulla. So all these nerves which I have cut, so these will be 9, 10, 11. Okay, I need to cut that, otherwise it will not come. So this side also you can see, and vertebral artery will be there. So basilar artery is formed by two vertebral artery. You can see very nicely here actually. This is the right vertebral, this is the left vertebral. Okay, so I'll cut it down here. I'm cutting here one, I'm cutting here also another one. Okay, so now I'm leaving the foramen magnum and taking out the cerebellum. Okay, little bit of artery still stuck. Okay, so this has come out. So this is the brain stem. Already part of the brain stem you have seen there. Okay, only a bit of pons is here, most of the medulla is here. So you can see the basilar artery here and the two vertebral arteries. Okay, so this is inferior surface of the cerebellum, this is superior surface. We'll teach you that later on. First, so this was the trigeminal. Now this is 7 and 8. Okay, 7 and 8 goes below. This is jugular foramen. So you can see nerve fibers coming. These are 9, 10, 11. Okay, and more deep below you can see here 12. Okay, this side it is more clear. This is the hypoglossal foramen, this is 12, and this is the spinal cord which is starting at C7, end of foramen magnum. So once I'll just revise up from up. Okay, so this is crista galli, and here is the ethmoidal cribriform plate of ethmoid. So you can see side by side, these are the olfactory nerve with the olfactory bulb. It has come out here very nicely. Then this is optic nerve with the ophthalmic artery. Here optic nerve, and this is the optic chiasma. Then oculomotor is the triangular area. Okay, then here trochlear nerve, it got cut actually, very thin and tiny, and this is the trigeminal. Okay, then here you can see the abducent. Then here under the tentorium cerebelli, internal acoustic meatus 7 and 8. Then here in the jugular foramen 9, 10, 11, and down more below here, down here is the hypoglossal nerve. Okay, once this is the occipital sinus. Okay, occipital sinus, this is right transverse. Then this will continue as the sigmoid sinus here. If I remove the dura, you can see the sigmoid sinus more nicely, but you can see this blue color. So right transverse, this is the sigmoid that will drain into jugular foramen, and here another important structure is the confluence of sinus. So this is the confluence of sinus, exactly at the opposite of internal occipital protuberance. So superior sinus, okay, inferior sagittal sinus, superior sagittal sinus, inferior sagittal sinus, both are connected by straight sinus. Okay, then I showed you right transverse continuing as sigmoid. Okay, then left transverse. Okay, left transverse will continue as another left sigmoid down here. Okay, then here you get the superior petrosal and inferior petrocell here you cannot see because the dura is there, and here you get the sphenoidal sinuses. Okay, those are small tiny one, and most importantly this is the cavernous sinus. Okay, this is the cavernous sinus by the side of the pituitary. Okay, this is the infundibulum of the pituitary. Thank you.